Okay, so this is the section where I'm just going to just kind of basically hope that wargaming changes this thing to an extent. So Tier 7, this thing's been in the game for years, and let's just say there's a reason why nobody plays this thing for fun. This thing is slow, it's huge, it has no side armor, its front armor is garbage, its turret armor is garbage, it has 10 degrees of gun depression, but only to like 150-degree area to the front, and it's just got a really slow rate of fire. Its gun's underwhelming. Its aiming time is horrendous. The dispersion is nowhere near as good as you would believe from the stat. And the aiming time, well, not the aiming time, the view range is absolutely atrocious, which I suppose makes sense for the line. But this thing really needs to change in some way before they release this new line. Because right now this thing is literally just a free XP tank. This is a tank so many people are just going to free XP pass because it is just not a good vehicle. In any shape or form, is it a good vehicle. The only thing it has a tier 7 that's the best at is penetration, and it's only 9 better than the German idiot. Which basically comes down to absolutely nothing because you don't notice penetration differences unless they're about 50, I think about 13 or more. If it's below 13, then you won't notice the penetration difference. You really won't. So, yeah, this thing is a pretty terrible thing. It's so fragile, and one of the worst parts of it, it has 40 side armor. Whenever I drove this thing originally, the KP-1S was still a tier 6. That thing had a 122mm gun. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? 40mm of side armor, 122mm gun, absolutely shredded, Swiss cheese tank, dead. So yeah, this thing not very good. And if you don't know what I mean by like the limited gun depression arc, see these little lifted up zone from this point forward, or this from this point back. Sorry. From this point back, you have like a 1 degree gun depression. So if Cromwell or something gets past this area here, suddenly you can only aim at like the very tip of the turret, which means you're going to miss most of your shots because Cromwells are infinitely more mobile than you. And yeah, this thing is just a terrible tank. I mean, this thing has a 35km/h top speed, for fuck's sake. And like the one decent stat it has is the power to weight ratio, and even that doesn't feel that good because the top speed's so limited. But yeah, I implore Wargaming to please buff this thing in some shape or form before you release this new line, because I have a feeling this thing is going to be the breaking point for most people whenever they're trying to get to these new tanks. They're going to play this thing, and they're going to realize it is abysmal, and then they're just going to give up because it is not a good vehicle. In any way, is this thing a good vehicle? No. It's just it's just no fun. Like, my memory of playing this thing is just so fucking horrendous. I despise this thing. And whenever I see one of these things here, it was actually like after I finished the grind in this tank, I was playing with T29 like a couple of games later. And by the way, if you were to compare this to, like, if you were to take someone who was not a World Tanks player, put the T29 and the AMX M445 on the same like board, don't tell them what tier they're at, they would say the T29 is a higher tier than the AMX M445. That's how much of a difference there is in terms of the stats. They would say this thing here was probably like tier 6 or something, and the MX and the T29 is probably like tier 8 or something. There's just such a huge difference. Like, T29 is just, it's on another level. It's like tier 7.5. Meanwhile, this thing probably makes tier 6.5. This thing is just not a good vehicle. That's my wee rant about this tank out of the way. There are some people who do like this thing. In my opinion, those people are masochists. But yeah, I enjoy playing the IRL V39 more than I enjoy playing this thing. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of patch 9.21. Are you looking forward to this patch? I, for the most part, am just not looking forward to having to play this thing again. So, yeah, leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.